Mobile technologies in the elementary classroom. Most educators today grew up in a non-technology based society filled with books, old-fashioned board games, and teaching that looked like this. However, over the past 3 decades, we have seen an astounding amount of technology growth. Since the first personal computer was mass-produced in 1977, computers have gone from a luxury coveted by only the most affluent citizens to almost a necessity and present in nearly every home, office, and classroom in America. Encyclopedias, once a staple in libraries and classrooms, have been replaced as the go-to place for information. The Internet now has the ability to grant users information on any topic within seconds. Long gone are the days when books, board games, and the outdoors were our children's main source of entertainment. Today's child can't remember or envision a life without television, computers, or the Internet. The result, as stated by Mark Prensky, is that today's students are no longer the people that our educational system was designed to teach. So what do we do now? How do we, as educators, make the system fit the students that we currently teach? The current trend in education today is constructivist teaching, or the idea of shifting from a more teacher-driven instruction model to more child-centered instruction. With the recent technological gains combined with the move towards child-centered learning, it makes sense to use technology to foster the child-centered environment. Studies have shown that the use of mobile technologies within the classroom, such as handheld computers and tablets, have proven to create a more constructivist child-centered learning environment, which results in more engaged and motivated students, higher levels of collaboration, higher level thinking, more individualized instruction, and a stronger homeschool connection. The ultimate result has been significant academic gains as shown through classroom observation, student reflections, and standardized assessments, as well as improved attendance and behavior. Here is a more comprehensive look at what mobile technologies are and how they have proven to advance student achievement. Mobile learning is learning that happens across locations or that takes advantage of learning opportunities offered by portable technology. Mobile technologies in the classroom typically include things such as handheld computers and tablets, PDAs, and smartphones. The use of these devices has proven decisively to create a more hands-on, child-centered learning environment, with the motivation resulting in increased academic achievement, improved attendance, and improved behavior. Let's take a closer look at some specific examples of increased academic achievement. In 2010, a study focusing on students from a rural village in Baja California, Mexico, as well as students from an urban slum area in Mexico, showed significantly higher test scores for students who used handheld devices for instruction for approximately 20 minutes per day over the course of 16 weeks, as opposed to their students who used only pencil and paper instruction. Another study focused on a group of fifth grade math students from an American school in the Mid-South. In this study, students were taught the same content by the same teacher. The only difference was in how students practiced the skills. Students who used mobile devices to practice the skills proved to score an average of 41.05 points higher on an end of unit assessment than their counterparts who had used traditional paper and pencil methods. In another study, a group of fifth graders in a Southwest American school were all given the same content taught in exactly the same way by the same teacher. Group 1 was assessed using a handheld device, while Group 2 was assessed using traditional paper and pencil methods. The group assessed using mobile technology scored nearly 30 points higher than the group that used pencil and paper. In Texas, in 2011, the Grand Prairie Independent School District implemented a program called the Time to Know program. Students in control schools were taught using traditional methods, while experimental schools used a curriculum built around technology-based environments, multimedia presentations, practice experiments, and games. For the 4th and 5th grade groups studied, the experimental technology-based groups consistently outscored the control groups in all subject areas. When comparing 2010 test scores to 2011 test scores, the technology-based groups increased their scores by 88 more points than the control groups in reading and 46 more points in math. Finally, there's the story of Josh. Josh was a 5th grade student with ADHD who entered the study 3 years below grade level. Within 6 weeks of intensive intervention with the use of an iPad, Josh had grown a full grade level. While certainly important, academic gains are not the only benefit to be considered in regards to using mobile technologies in the classroom. In addition to academic gains, all students in schools studied showed significant behavioral improvements when mobile technologies were used. Benefits included significant increases in attention spans, increased collaboration and increased social skills, increased motivation, more individualized instruction, higher levels of confidence, decreased absences, and decreased disciplinary action. In conclusion, as with anything new, implementing technology can be a challenge. Teachers must be committed to seeking out training, redesigning the classroom and school environment, and adjusting the curriculum to incorporate technology. However, the benefits of student achievement, attendance, and behavior significantly outweigh the challenges, and therefore mobile technologies should be implemented within the classroom.